Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the last day of May 2021, I'd like to take you over here to JM Bullion and start your day. Gold is down $1.18 to 1909.46. Silver's up a penny to 28.03. Platinum is up a 3.84 to 11.99.64. And palladium is up 21.25 to 28.83.25. And I think silver has a week to test 29 or possibly even 30 this week. So check that out. We're going into June. All right. Now, I don't usually like to look back because when you look back, you can't see what's coming in front of you. But I think this is important. So this is from Coin Collector's blog, dated May 30th. Doesn't say who wrote the article. It says Weekly World Numismatic News for May 30th, 2021. When it comes to identifying the numismatic-related news of the week, you cannot ignore the fiasco caused by the United States Mint. It is a repeat of every single release for the last 15 years. Underestimate demand, make purchasing policies that are out of touch with the demand anticipated by the industry, not have the infrastructure in place to meet the demand, apologize and promise to do better later. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Collectors are not taking the situation in stride as they previously had. According to congressional staffers who spoke on the promise of anonymity, the calls to their offices bordered on outrage. The stories were amazing. One staffer said that their district office received a call from an assisted living center in their district. 5 people were on the call. Each made a statement and passed around the telephone so they could all tell the members of Congress how upset they were. One of the people told the staffer about buying his first proof set from the United States Mint in 1958. It's incredible. It says here a source with the Treasury Department said that they logged a lot of calls on Wednesday. Although they would not break down the distribution of the calls, sources suggested the calls made to the main Treasury caught Secretary Janet Yellen's attention. Boom. That's kind of a big deal. Although members of the numismatic industry called, everyone I spoke with said it was the public's outrage that caused the U.S. Mint to take quick action. Instead of putting up with bad service from the government, the people who stood up and asked for answers, the government responded to the people is the best news of the week. And I totally agree with that. Now let's hope the U.S. Mint does not waste this moment. Exactly. So this is an opportunity, folks. They know they dropped the ball. They know it was a fiasco. And what a fiasco is, it's a public humiliation, basically. That's what a fiasco is. It has to be in public. It has to be huge and in public and embarrassing. So they have been caught with their pants down, metaphorically speaking, and they are going to be, I think, doing everything they can to make it better because they really know what happened. So now let's not look back anymore right now. Let's go ahead and look forward to this. Now, what this is, it says the CFA recommends 2023 American Innovation Dollar Designs. Boom, look at that. And that is the Higgins Boat, right? If we remember right, let me go here. The Landing Craft Vehicle and Personnel, that's LCVP, Landing Craft Vehicle and Personnel, or Higgins Boat, saw heavy action in World War II, is recommended for the reverse design of the U.S. Mint's 2023 American Innovation Louisiana Dollar. Here we go. Proposed designs were recommended May 30th by the Commission of Fine Arts for the reverses of the 2023 American Innovation Dollar coins. The designs are reflective of innovations of the state of Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi. First one here is going to represent Louisiana. The CFA's recommended design for Louisiana dollar features the Higgins landing craft that changed the tide of World War II. According to the United States Mint United States design narrative, Andrew Higgins, the man behind the Higgins industry of New Orleans, Louisiana, was known for being an innovator and an entrepreneur. Higgins developed the Eureka boat as a craft that could easily navigate the shallow waters of Louisiana marshes and swamps. This design would later be adapted to military specifications for a landing craft. Boom. Look at that. Love that. Our own need in our country spurred on the advancement of this craft for vehicles and personnel. It's amazing. It says here in 1938, the United States Navy and Marine Corps began testing what became known as the Higgins Boat, the boat that would go on to change the course of World War II. The Landing Craft Vehicle and Personnel, LCVP, or Higgins Boat, allowed for military personnel, equipment, and vehicles to easily unload onto an open beach through the front ramp of the boat, having the capability to maneuver in only 10 inches of water. That's amazing. And creating more attack points on the beach. The Higgins Boat changed how the war was fought and dramatically improved the outcome of the Normandy landings. The unorthodox construction used plywood to save money and steel. 23,358 LCVPs were made during World War I. Now, headed over to the United States Mint. I'm going to show you what that design looks like. Now, they could have chose these jazz ones, right, from Louisiana, but they went with the Higgins landing craft. Look at that. I think that's the one they're going to be doing, and it shows Louisiana. It's got the beach, sand there. It's got the clouds, and there's some soldiers hitting the beach there. So it's definitely going to be the landing craft. Which one, I don't know in particular, but they weren't specific. But that is awesome. That is outstanding. What a beautiful design. So that's the Higgins craft, okay? The next thing I want to do is talk about Indiana. The CFA recommended Indiana design focuses on a single car, noting the state's contributions to the automobile industry. The design represents the growing popularity of racing in Indiana, with a turn-of-the-century race car positioned at the starting line. Racing necessitated several automobile improvements, including the addition of a rear-view mirror. The additional inscription, automobile industry, is arced across the top of the design. Okay, and I think that's our go-to thing here. Okay, this is they didn't pick this coin with the wheel. I guess that could have been on a wagon or anything. I guess a wheel of anything. So they wanted to show. Oh, here's one. I think this is it. Okay, the United States of America, automobile industry. It's got the car positioned at the starting line, and it's got Indiana. So I believe that's the one they're going to be doing for the automobile industry out of Indiana, because that's the only one that says automobile industry arced across the top. Next one we're going to look at here is Mississippi, and check this out. I know some of you are going to be fully stoked out about this. The proposed Mississippi dollar reverse design the CFA recommends focuses on the state's legacy as the location for the first human lung transplant. What? That is insanely awesome. Whoever put a lung on a coin before, ever? The design depicts a rod of Asclepius. A rod of Asclepius is kind of like the double helix. No, it's not. It's got a snake. It's a rod with one snake. I think the rod with two snakes is for Hermes, the messenger god. This is the god of medicine that Zeus struck down with a lightning bolt because he was afraid he was going to teach humans immortality. So he's the god of doctors and that kind of thing, and healing. So, on the evening of June 11, 1963, Dr. James Hardy and his collaborators, Watts Webb, Martin Dalton Jr., and George Walker Jr., at the University of Mississippi Medical Center, UMMC, performed the world's first human lung transplant. Boom. Wow. According to the narrative, following the surgery, the patient lived for almost 3 weeks after the transplant, before succumbing to renal failure, a condition that was unrelated to the transplant. The achievement, however, was undeniable. The significance of Dr. Hardy's initial human lung transplant lies in the demonstration that the technical aspects of the surgical procedure in a human could allow for survival and function of a human lung, and that the rejection of the transplant could be prevented for a period of time with the available immunotherapy. The CFA recommends for Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi coins differed from recommendations from the other series. Easy for me to say. Recommendations for the 3 states coins made by the CCAC at its May meeting. The 2 panels agreed on the design for the Ohio dollar as follows. So that was Ohio, but let me go ahead and look at the one that has the rod on it, and that's the one they've chosen for. Yep, this is it here, Mississippi. Oh, here we go. Okay, now this could have been Mississippi Delta Blues, but they went with the lungs. Okay, that's not it. There it is. That's the rod right there. It's got Mississippi. It's got the lungs, and the United States of America, the first human lung transplant. And they're doing even a lot of this nowadays because of the pandemic that we're in, actually. So this is being used almost every day, I would imagine, nowadays. So next thing I wanted to tell you about is the Ohio coin. This is the last one of the 2023 designs. These are going to be super exciting. This is going to be super exciting. Check this out. Ohio. The design both groups recommend for the Ohio dollar focuses on the people of the state's involvement with the Underground Railroad during the American Civil War. Break the chains and set me free. The recommended design depicts 2 strong hands grasped together, the upper arm pulling the lower arm upward, representing the support and strength required by both parties on the Underground Railroad. What? And I think one of the most amazing, I mean, this happened, I mean, this went all the way to Bermuda, to Canada, and south, I mean, into the Caribbean. This was an amazing network, and there was no telephones. I mean, people were just, and you didn't want to get caught with a note. This is an incredible thing, and it should be honored and praised in a coin. I love this idea. It says here, a chain fastened to a rustic shackle around the lower arm's wrist snaps and fragments, alluding to the hope of freedom. And I think these are the designs here. And there's only really 4, or actually 3 of those designs with the break the chains and set me free. And it's got the Underground Railroad, United States of America, Ohio, upper hand, lower hand. And I think my favorite is this particular design here. It's got that chiseled stone look right there, Underground Railroad, Ohio. Beautiful coin. And I don't know about this one. I mean, the barefoot's cool. I like being barefoot. I'm barefoot all day long in my house. And even when I go outside, but I don't know. It's kind of hang tenny, kind of surfery. I think the best design at this moment might be this one here, but that's just my opinion, folks. So listen, that's all of the 2023 designs that were recommended by the CFA and the CCAC. Can't wait to see these designs. They're going to be amazing, folks. So much cool history in the United States. So many cool innovations here. I mean, look at it, how many choices they had to make from each different state and each state's contribution to innovation. Isn't that amazing? I tell you, we're so lucky. Listen, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by today. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker, out.